IOC President Thomas Bach expressed his confidence in China hosting the Games. In an exclusive interview with the China Media Group, Bach said that the preparations are going very well and the IOC are deeply impressed with the way that China is handling the pandemic.
Well, this is a sacred place here in ancient Olympia. This is where all it started about the Olympic Games 3,000 years ago. And already at this time, the Olympic Games were about peace and related to the Olympic truce. And therefore, this ceremony there has a great meaning, which is going beyond the Games and beyond sport.
As you know, that although the pandemic is still going on, many major sports events took place successfully and safely. And China has been succeeded in controlling the virus since the beginning and has been preparing for the Beijing 2022 with the highest standards. So what do you evaluate? How would you evaluate the preparation work so far? And what do you think about its current achievement of Beijing 2022?
The preparations are going very, very well, and we are deeply impressed in the way China was handling the coronavirus pandemic. And in the determination not only to contain the virus but to eradicate the virus. And there we could see a lot of Chinese efficiency in all these efforts. But nevertheless, at the same time, the preparations for the Games have made progress despite all the restrictions related to the pandemic. And this is really impressive to see that all the venues have already been finished some months ago. Now the test events are starting, and they are starting in a way that they can already be organized in a safe way. And the first responses we have, they are from the athletes taking part in these test events. They are extremely positive, and therefore we are even more confident in the success of these Olympic Winter Games.
Thank you, President. As it's getting to the final stage of Beijing 2022, what's the focus from the IOC side? What's the focus of your work?
Now it's very much on the operational side, and there we have two issues to address. The one is the functioning and the organization of the sports events, and therefore we have these test events, which are very important, and to ensure there is smooth running of the Games. And the other part is about the anti-corona measures, which are being put in place. There we are developing together with the organizing committee and with the health authorities of China and with international experts, the playbooks to make sure that everybody can enjoy these games in a safe way.
President Xi Jinping has shared a vision of 300 million people engaging in winter sports, and the Chinese athletes have gradually stood out in winter games, and more Chinese people now have fallen in love with ice and snow. So do you have any words of encouragement for the Chinese athletes and Chinese people?
We are really excited about this enthusiasm of the Chinese people with regard to winter sports. This will be one of the great legacies of these Olympic Winter Games, because the engagement of 300 million Chinese people will change the face of winter sport globally. There will be a winter sport before the Olympic Winter Games Beijing 2022, and there will be a winter sport after the Olympic Winter Games 2022 in Beijing, because you will have many more people being engaged with winter sport and practicing winter sport and following winter sport. So that's really a great legacy already now, because the Chinese people are already on the way. with winter sport. And therefore I can only encourage the Chinese people to continue to practice sport, to practice winter sport in this particular time, and to stay strong, and by practicing sport to stay healthy. Because this is also something the pandemic has shown us, that sport is greatly contributing to the health and well-being of the people. So enjoy sport and be healthy.
IOC and the China Media Group has a long and fruitful cooperation. IOC has just awarded the 2026 to 2032 exclusive broadcasting rights to CMG, and CMG is going to launch the CCTV Olympic channel soon, and you've participated in several CMG events before. So what do you think about the current cooperation with CMG, and do you have any expectations for future, and do you have any words for the CMG audience?
The CMG has shown with the broadcasting of the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 what a broadcaster can do around an Olympic Games and promoting Olympic Games and promoting Olympic values, and this has reached so many millions of people in China, and therefore we are looking forward to a real even closer cooperation and to a bright future in this cooperation, because with the CCTV Olympic channel, then the Chinese people will be able to enjoy Olympic sports, Olympic athletes, Olympic values 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all year around. And this will put the Olympic engagement of CMG and of the Chinese people to a very high and new level. So we are looking forward to the start of the channel, as we are looking forward then to the opening ceremony of the Olympic Winter Games.
And so we heard you've expressed your confidence in a successful Beijing 2022 on multiple occasions. So what do you think about a successful Beijing 2022? What can it bring to the world in such a pandemic that the global community is still suffering from?
There will be different messages coming from these games from China to the world. It's first of all this great message of the engagement of 300 million Chinese people with winter sport. There is secondly the message of hope and confidence that humanity can overcome the pandemic, and that even already now you can organize events of the grandeur of Olympic Winter Games in a safe way, and this will give hope and confidence to the entire world, and it will be then also a great message of the legacy of an Olympic Winter Games by having so many people engaged, meaning having inclusive Olympic Winter Games, and at the same time a message of sustainability with the after use of all of the Olympic venues and the environmental friendly technology through a carbon neutral Olympic Games. So there are many positive messages which the world will experience with these Olympic Winter Games Beijing 2022.